That makes more sense. Wonder if there's any way I can do something about the slimes. Maybe release an army of golems. I guess I could. If instead of killing them, I have the guys up here just go free. That could be interesting. Alright. So I'm just trying out different ideas for how I can generate stone for a moss farm right now. The timing here works pretty well, which is 9 items. However, I kind of have to space them out in order for it to work this way, because this is just using a single piston per stone, which means that I have to introduce the water source from this side. Because, we need water to be freely available. Now, I have seen designs that involve having the water source having 2 pistons. And I was thinking about it while I was doing my hike this morning. So let's go here. Now we want to have this one extended, and then we have this one. So this one is extended and pulls the block down. So that's... that one's extended, pulls the block down. And then this one is supposed to fire off while this one is retracted. So let's say now I might use an observer for this. I need a... okay, so I need a rising edge detector. Yeah, obviously we can't do that because create a burnout torch. So if that one was there, instead do that. Now the trick is... Here's the thing. We gotta make sure that this works. For multiple. So we gotta stack them over. Okay. So now that'll pull it down. Now this is the part that gets interesting. We want a rising edge detector. Right. Time. Set it today. Let's see. Time. Can we pause this? Okay. It'll be eternal daylight. Oh, hi, cat. Let's put the observer here. Okay. So we've got some timing here. Nice, nice. This might work. But will it for real? And is this the best solution? Well, we'll find out. Now the other part is that we need to use stone here as... Is this stone or is this wool? We need to use stone here as kind of a natural barrier to prevent the water from escaping. So this will be where we put the water. And just to make doubly sure that nothing happens to our water, we're gonna have it inside of fence posts. So That water's safe. Now, is this too low for lava, or do we need lava to be 1 block higher? Okay, that seems to work. Alright. So now, if we do the thing... Okay. Now, let us borrow the hopper clock design. And how do we hopper clock? Okay. Throw that there. Okay, we're gonna have to move it. We're gonna have to move it. 1 to the side. Out of the way. Out of the way. And we need a mod that makes it so that super flat, you can have a super flat world. I mean, I guess if I was to turn this into a peaceful world, I wouldn't have to deal with all those slimes. Okay. Where were we? Alright, we got that. We got that. So now we just need one of these. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And lastly, one of those. One of those. Okay. That's working pretty good. Alright, so now I've got this one that I kind of want to experiment with. We'll do... This is the other design that I was toying with. Notice, it only requires one set of sticky pistons per stone generator. Now the other thing, definitely gonna need obsidian so that the pistons don't get pushed around. Oh, looks like this design already broke. Oh, that's why it broke. Alright. Let us expand this one a bit, because I am curious to see what will happen. First things first. How do I want to do this? Guess if we do like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I'm gonna put temporary stone here, because we know that stone's gonna push in this direction as well. Because this is for a moss farm, so I just want stone being pushed in from all directions. And the way that I'm going to deal with that is I'm not going to have all the stone being pushed at the same time, but rather use the repeaters to kind of push them sequentially. So you'll notice when this goes off, it goes off one after the other. Alright, let's see. We're gonna need some fence posts. I don't think we need the weakness arrows anymore. Or the golden apple. That experiment is done. So this is where the water's gonna be. That looks, yep. I'm just kind of copying the design that I have here. We're gonna need that. This is where the repeaters are gonna be. And now we need our sticky pistons. Get our water. Alright. Perfect environment for cultivating lava. Actually, this is where the lava is supposed to flow down. Building it out of glass here, but when I actually build it back in my world, a good likelihood that I will just use whatever materials I have at hand. Just prefer using glass here, since it lets us know what's going on. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of repeat this, but coming in from the other side. It should make it rather interesting. Okay. So... I'm sure this will be fine. In fact, maybe 5 is too much. Eh. We'll figure it out. If we have to scale it down, and that's just what we do. And in the meantime, gotta experiment. Excuse me, sir. Right. There we go. No, maybe I should set up a command block that just goes off every once in a while and kills all the slime. And just slime. Okay. Alright. Let's see. So this is the spot where the generation's gonna happen. Our fence post here. Should have 4. Perfect. The longer I look at these slimes, the more tempted I am to just look up a command block command for getting rid of them. Okay. We need our sticky pistons. We also need our boundary blocks. Add our water. No. I don't think I need one on the exiting end. It should be pretty chaotic initially, but once it fills out, it should be fine. Sir, you can't do that. This is a Denny's. One, two, three, four. Okay, so I am thinking along the lines of, what if we disable this one and this one, and instead have kind of a little drain spot here. Yeah, that could be interesting. We can work with that. We'll figure something out. I'm just trying to come up with weird ideas as we go. Okay. Got our fence posts. Get our sticky pistons. Alright. Got our water. Beautiful. Now this is all theoretical, but I think it'll work. We basically have stone coming in from different altering directions. Alright, let's glass this up. No. You are not wanted here, slime. Okay. And now the interesting part where we wire it all up. And then we fill in the gaps. Out of the way. Okay. And the last one. So this should make it. Oh, no. There we go. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay. This is step one. Now comes the fun part. No, we don't want a dropper, we want a dispenser. We actually want 2 dispensers, but we'll worry about 1 at a time. We also, I don't think we need that. We do want moss. Bone meal. I want to get just a regular piston. Okay, we get our repeaters. Oh, it's kind of slow. I think this design might be better. Yeah, you just got two of these in opposing directions. Alright, yeah. As interesting as this design is, I'm thinking probably not. So yeah. Alright. I just have to figure out where to put that in my world. And also, yeah, I think I'm gonna rig up a command block. So the reason why I keep doing this is I just want to make sure it's stable. You notice I haven't had any cobblestone show up. It's because earlier I was doing a test and I figured that 9 items in the hopper clock was like the perfect amount. If I do 8 items, that has a chance. Now your results may vary if you're playing on a server, depending on how many people there are and things like lag. At which point you might want to add more than just 9 items to the timer. But for my purposes, this seems to be more than enough. So we just have to keep extending this. No, we don't have to extend it too far, actually, thinking about it. Is there a fill command? Fill... Does it accept where I'm standing? Negative... Sure. Up to... Let's make sure we're a good distance. Okay, we'll try. Fill... this... up to... What's that minus 16? Ooh, if 147, then 131. 161 is fine. And 24. Stone. Okay, perfect. That's... Yep, that's the middle. So now we hit that with the bone meal. See how far is this? Is this the normal amount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Is it ever more than that? Get some wool to mark it out so we can be scientific about this. Do not need the slime ball. Okay. So we'll try again. Interesting. It's a little inconsistent, but I'm trying to find what the maximum size is. As long as it's within the red corners, we're pretty good. Okay. Oh, looks like it does stay within the red corner. The red corners. One more, just. Okay. So this lets us know how big our farm can be for a single moss block. We'll alternate here. Okay. A 5. That's not 5. That's 7 by 7. But we don't need more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't need more than 7 if we put the wool, not the wool, the moss there. Get our fence and our water. Let's get our lava. Now, the good thing is, since it is 7, that means that we can use water to push everything, and it should be enough. And now, that happens. Okay, let's turn this off. Okay, good job, good job. That's basically the limit. Actually, let's put in the other pistons first. Pistons of the non-sticky variety. And let's get our fences in to protect our water. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Very cool. Okay. Now, I know that I am essentially reinventing the wheel, and that mouse farms exist, and I could just as easily grab an existing design, but I want to understand how they work. Now I don't think we necessarily need a stupid number of repeaters. However, we will probably need at least one. So let's see. We have this one set to max delay. That's to make sure that the retraction is long enough. Now, okay, it looks like the signal ended here. Now we put, I think I put, yeah, an extra tick of delay. And we use a sticky piston, the rising edge detector. Okay, so we have the stone part taken care of. Now comes the moss part. Ah. Okay. Two strong sneezes. Very powerful. Very potent. Okay. I'm just kind of going to copy what I did over here. Wait. I have the dispenser. Boom. And not a sticky. We want a regular piston because we need it to clear the moss. And I put a... Yeah, I put a... 2 ticks there. It's actually on a 3 tick delay because the default is 1 tick. But we're gonna not worry about that. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Which is... we don't want this to fire off every single time. We want this to fire off only... I want to say every 4 pulses. So for this, we are going to use bulbs. Now the way the bulb is going to help us, so we're going to use the bulb to make a binary counter. And we will use an observer signal here. And I'll use a lever to demonstrate. Okay, that's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's 4. So we only need 2 bulbs. There we go. Okay. So when both of these are on, that's off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will only turn on on the 4th pulse. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We'll make a simple binary counter using 2 bulbs. And we don't need more than that. Let's use our observer here. This is why the nether is so important for, like, advancing technology, because you need those nether components. Like, you need blaze rods to make the bulbs. And you need... what's it called? This quartz to make the we need quartz to make the comparators. So 1, 2, 3. I put that extra delay there just to make sure that the what's it called? Okay. So we wouldn't get like fluctuations there. Okay. Do we want a rising edge detector? There we go. And that's what's gonna kick off the farm every four things. And by things I mean, yeah, every four pulses. Okay, and that is how that will be fed. We're not going to think about that too much right now. Instead, the next step is water. How do we make sure that the water flows all the way over? Oh, god damn it. I have a mod that helps with placing blocks in front of you, kind of Bedrock style. But it can be annoying. Alright, so I'm thinking dispensers. Because if it goes here, okay, that might be too much, too close. What about now? Okay, that is just enough to get it over the edge. Oh, F it, let's try it. So the next part is getting this pulse over here. The problem that we mean to solve, that we need to generate basically two signals. One for it to release the water, and one for it to pick it up. So now, we get this observer here. Yeah, it has 2 signals. Is that enough? Can we delay it more? Okay, that's not a horrible delay. Okay, that is 1 short. So we'll put that there. Put that there. We'll have this observer observe that observer. There we go. So now, that delay is not long enough. Not nearly long enough. Hmm. I don't know how good this idea is gonna be. Probably not good. Hmm. Okay. Remove that bucket for now. It needs that. I want to see how the lamp does. How long is the lamp on? Because I think that the lamp has its own delay. I think it's on long enough. What I'm thinking, we have to do this differently. Hmm. Okay, so this thing does not blink when this guy is out of place, but it will blink when it is in place. That's all we want. Okay. Strange circuit, but I think it'll work. So now, that gets released, and then picked up. So let's just... Oh, no. Okay. So we got that one there. We're gonna need more buckets. We are gonna need a lot more buckets. I don't think we need that anymore. Don't need that. 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 Oh, this is gonna take forever if I do it like this. Whatever. Get a few more waters. Okay, the creative interface in Bedrock Edition is infinitely superior. Okay. So now, let's get some bone meal. See if this works. Alright, it's working. This is gonna be a mighty big farm to build, but I guess below we can have our own water stream as well. Just to make sure that if anything pops down underneath. Does anything, like when it... Yeah, it looks like everything is going above. It doesn't look like anything's falling below. But just to be careful. Yeah, we are rolling in it. Very, very efficient. Yeah, the water dispenser thing, very, very happy with that. Now the question is, can composters keep up with this? Also, I probably want to get some moss out of this as well. Okay, it doesn't look like anything falls underneath. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Though I am gonna turn this farm off. And my question, I guess if I was to make compost, if I was to be doing bone meal only, that'd be one thing. But I kind of want to use this also to just generate. So I guess what I can do is a kind of lockout system where the hoppers for the composters are off if the bone meal is above a certain amount. And if it is below a certain amount, that is when those hoppers turn on again. Otherwise, everything gets sent to like an item sorter. All right. This is pretty successful. Let's go run for a bit. See how that goes. Oh, let me get some water. A little quality of life feature. And advance the count by 1. That way, when both lights are on, we can lock it. And there. It'll keep the water flowing, so it'll take all of the entities that were there and send them over. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this design. I mean, this one it tried, but ultimately the double hopper thing was better. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4 is 28. But that's not all. We're also gonna need a sticky up here, non-sticky here, sticky here, plus a bunch of dispensers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not a horrible amount, but enough. Oh yeah, going off on every fourth pulse isn't the fastest, but it works. In terms of efficiency, you get rid of generally all of the moss before the next one. Oh, there you were. Anyone who watches the entirety of the stream will see this from start to where it is now. The only thing I'm missing is making a sorting system and then having that and having something to detect the fuel level. So I think for fuel level, I might want to read the level of that one. And by read, I mean verify whether it's empty or not. Where is my comparators? Where are my comparators? Okay. So that... So I guess we can have it so that it's set, it'll request for fuel when this hopper is empty. Because if we get more of the bone meal, and we throw it in there, see, as long as this has bone meal, this is off, so it's not going to request. So we're going to turn this lamp into our request to lock and redirect. The question is, how do we lock hoppers? Oh, hello, cat. Let us see. Because usually, when you have your hopper chains, these are the ones that are going for filter purposes. And then you're going to have the ones that are flowing things above. Now, if I was to lock these, my redstone torches end up here, perfect. Whereas if I don't do that, they end up going through. Now, if I put these three here, they should all end up on that one. Whereas now, if I put them here, should all end up here. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to do something like this to lock the filter ones and then everything that makes it this far ends up going back into the composter whenever the fuel is low. So I'm going to take some time to think about that. I'm going to call the stream here. Have a good one.